Okay, got everything all cleaned up and organized so I can find stuff. What a mess. Find all kinds of stuff I couldn't find before. Alright, I found the missing bushing. So, anyway, that's all under control. I also found the drain plug I was supposed to use. It's a cut-off bolt. Doesn't look too promising to me. I like my method better. Okay, let me get back to work. Missing parts are always fun. So, this is our plus 20. So plus 20 is going to lift the gear away from high gear further. That's usually not the direction I like going. Plus 20 would drop this gear further away from low gear, which you would have to do because it has that washer missing. So this one here, the standard one is going to go on the bottom. Let's just go like that way. And our plus 20 is going to go up here on the top. And everything should work. And this one went in there pretty tight, and it looks like it still is going in there tight. Tight. Do not bang it all the way through. When it gets to the stop in here, you stop. See, it can still go in quite a bit further. When it gets all the way in here that deep, it's all the way in. For now, it's tight enough for what I need to do. Okay, now you take this gear here and stick it on top of the fork. And you put your shaft back in the hole. And now you get the whole gear set. So now you can see what the hell you got here. So you look at the gap right there, and you look at the gap up there, but you have to take the free play out. See, there's free play and everything. So if that gap and this gap look about equal, we're good. See how it looks pretty equal? We're good. Okay, this one over here we do the same thing. Obviously we're all the way down right now. So you see the gap there. See how close it is there? See how when I go up, low gear is lifting? The low gear is sitting right on top of that gear right now. Even though this is a plus 20, which is the normal longest one they make. They do make a 30 now, but hard to find. So this one's missing the washer that goes in here. So that definitely needs a washer in there. Alright, so we're going to pull that out. We're going to go find ourselves a washer because it needs to have another one in there. And there's no washers in all this mix over here. So, you know, this tranny came in pieces. I don't know what's missing or not missing. Okay, so this here is Sportster parts. These three trays here have all the washers we need. All the normal washers anyway. So, take these and go over here with them. So this is our counter shaft thrust washers. All these lids are broken from years of use. This is our main shaft one, the one with the titties on them. So up there. And this one is the one that has all the low gear stuff in it. Which are these ones. So they make three different, there's four different sizes, not three. So we have all the different ones here. So I'm not sure how big of one we need. I'm not sure what we have in there right now. So you have to measure it. So I got 65, 75, 85, and 100. Four different dimensions they come with. Usually it takes 100 and a 75 or a couple of 85s, something like that. Usually what they come with. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, this one's going to be the 100. It's 97, so it's one. So this is going to be a 97. going to go ahead and throw maybe throw a 75 at this. 75. Said 65 is a low one. 100's not. Okay, there's that. Let me stick this in there. Now we can look at our spacing. So see the gap there. See how the gap here is. Looks like it's more than that one. So 75 is too much. So pull out that one. We'll put the thin one in there, which would probably still be too much, but be closer though. Oh, that says 75 on it again. It is. Yeah, same part number, imagine that. So these are mixed. So we're going to put all three of these in one package where they belong. $65. Okay, let's see what 10 thou does for us. So there's our gap right there. And it looks about the same now. See how much slop we got in the gap? It's about the same there. About the same there. Okay, I can live with that. Now we got a real thin washer in here, which makes sense because you got washers there, but that's probably going to still be loose, I'd guess. But it's all that matter what the machining is between this distance here and this trapdoor face. So we'll have to see. Okay, so looks like the shifting will work. So if you want to do a dry run, see if it shifts, you can go ahead and use your 3/8 punch. Stick it inside the shifting dog mechanism right here, and you can shift it on the bench. I think I'll also go ahead and tap that in the rest of the way while I'm at it, because it looks like we're close. Let's see, I think I'll drop that if I'm not careful. Okay, we got about another 1/8 of an inch more we can go in. That'll be enough. Okay, let's go ahead and shift it. There's low gear. There's low. So you go over here shifting the mechanism over here, your dogs. This wheel here determines what things go. So there's a reverse, reverse, yeah. There's neutral, and there's second gear right there. You have to rotate things until they pop. You heard it pop, so you went from here to here. That's second. Because this is your second gear. You got first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. That's how they work. Okay, I'm going to go to the next gear. So this one here moves up. So you can play there, about the same. And we go down. And the wrong way. Now we're going down. Now we're in high gear. High gear direct drive. All the power just goes through the dog right back in the shaft. It doesn't go through any of the gear set. A lot of years of racing. I only have this many gears in my training. This is gone, not even here. Half the trap door is gone, the case is gone. We can still race because we have one gear. That's all you need. It's high gear, that's the important one. I've raced with second gear, kind of limits your speed. You can only do 130 in a second. Found that out. Run out of gear, run out of RPM. Alright, so all that looks good. Back to neutral. Doesn't want to go into neutral. That's usually the one it jams up on. There it goes. Okay, back in neutral. Everything rotates. Okay, we know everything works. That's plus. Okay, now we go ahead and put all the bearings into the transmission case, and then we're going to stick the whole thing together. See how it works in the bike. Check our end plays. So we have two end play washers left to play with. We got the main shaft and the counter shaft washer. So all of these gears can be played with and make these things a lot closer if you want to. A little trimming here and there, a little shimming here and there. They can get pretty damn close. My race bikes are basically rubbing on both sides. They're so close. That's how I like them. Doesn't take long to make a shift for me. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put our magic formula here. Don't forget your thrust washer. Okay. A little extra room here. I'll pull this hardware and stuff out of my way. There. Don't have to worry about the motor falling off the workbench. Got room to maneuver. Maneuvering speed. Okay, now I'm going to poke all these bearings in. Number 2 at a time. Works better than more. Sometimes one works better than two. Right now I got no fingernails, so one kind of works better than two. Your fingernails what lines them up for you in your finger. Two is taking more time than one does. Even one doesn't work very well. Got no fingernails left. All been worn down. Ah. Shit, I can't even hold one. Now these are our bigger ones, so we can't put them all in. Alright. Here's your shift shaft. Cheap, I use the grease on the bench. I can either put this in now or not, it's up to you. when you put it in, make sure this is straight. If it's up or down, it won't engage. Technically, it doesn't need to go in right now because we haven't done any. We're in our first stage of chucking stuff, but sometimes they bottom out in there and you have other issues, so but it doesn't matter. Okay, easiest way to do this is hold a clutch gear right here. You can rotate this up with your finger to kind of wiggle it to make it go in. This one you got the shift shaft and we got to deal with a little bit. If you just eyeball through the hole and go straight, you can usually poke it through the other side. And do a little wiggle wiggle. Once you get everything returns freely, you can go ahead and tap it in with a hammer. Don't beat on it until you can get it in there on the dowels a little bit and everything rotates. A couple times, make sure it turns. This is not in the right spot, we are not engaged. So this moved on me. So come back and knock it out. How's the damn thing out? Engage for that now. It doesn't move now. Hopefully nothing fell on in there when I pulled it back out. So the dowel pins are what's keeping it from going in. Here and here is all you need to hit. Plenty of in-play on the shift shaft. That's why I want to make sure I had in-play. It's a little more than you need, but it's there. Okay, take our 4 bolts. These, there's no washers on these, but he has washers he wants to use, so we'll use them. Okay, get all these going. Make sure they're all started. You like to put this one down first, and this one and that one, this one last. Don't go all the way, just go until they hit. Make sure this turns, it still is. Okay, go back on the bottom one. That one's touching. That one's in. That one's in. That one's in. Whack to make sure it's in there flat. A lot of tension on that with bolts. Okay, so it's in there now. Okay, now we gotta check our in place. So this is my cut down screwdriver, a little bit narrower than normal. That goes inside the counter shaft hole here, and you just turn it sideways and you pull. It's under a lot of binding pressure, but it does move, so. It's got a lot of pressure on that thing. It's binding up a little bit. Ideally, you want it to go easily. Let's see if my bigger one will fit in here. Oh, it does fit in there. Okay. There we go. Got more pressure with this one. So I got about 15-20 thou clearance in there. So this one's a little bigger. It fits in there. I can pull it tight. This one's too smooth. It just slides in and out. Okay. So that's how you check your in-play. Now the top one, you got to make sure you push in on this and then check your in-play. Because this has in-play in it here. When you put pressure on the clutch, it takes it all out. So if you don't push like this and check your in-play, when you push it like that, you'll have zero. You'll burn up your washers on the other side. So you come over here and go like this, see what you got. So see, we got quite a bit of in-play there. I got about that same 15 or 20. Okay, so it looks like we can take out 10 thou on the washers on both sides as a starting point and see what we got. So go ahead and pull this back apart. And we got plenty of in-play here. So you can actually put a washer over there. Sometimes there's washers over there, sometimes there's not. Within reason, it doesn't really matter how much in-play you have, as long as it stays engaged in that dog over there. If you go so far out that you're out the dog, it can be a problem, but this one here I don't think it's too much yet. If you want to shift it to make sure it goes through all the gears, you can. I'll wait until I get a bit closer. I'll have to go find a shift lever too, which we don't have. You didn't give me that. Okay. I use a zip gun to take it apart, but not put it together. Turn my bench over here. Oh, jeez, that thing is terrible. It gouges my workbench. Oh. This thing's digging in heavy. It is eating up my bench. I'm ready to set off and see if it quits killing my workbench. I don't like those big gouges in my bench. They don't come out. They're in there now. Screws up my workbench. There's some deep ones in there. Okay. See how it slides through my bench. Turning up my bench pisses me off. Okay, it makes a lot of metal when you're doing that, so you gotta clean everything off again. Okay, so I'm gonna beat this thing out of here. All the bolts are out. Man, that is tight. That is an extremely tight trap door. I don't like beating on it that hard, but I got no choice. That's what it takes to get it out of there. Okay, looks like the bearing stayed in. Yep. Little gear came off. Washer came off. Kinds of parts are coming off. Okay, these need to be swapped out. I need to get a bearing to go inside the other rollers in there. Grab one of those. Okay, so we take a big twin roller. Just have the one left. So this one little roller is smaller than the other one, so it'll fit between all of those. Once you figure out what the gap is at. Okay, that is in there now. Okay. Alright, let's see what we got. Mic's too big. Let's go across your arm like that. Okay, this one is about a 60. So we need to go to a 70. Okay, there's a 70. Probably push a little bit more on that, I bet. I'll do a 75. So it's 75 thou thick. 0 is 75. 15 difference, that's quite a bit. And this one's the one go on here. Well, don't use it then. Try a different one. That is tight. Jeez. They're made too damn tight. Try another one. It's even worse. Alright. There's a whole stupid stack of them. One of these is going to go on there. Production variations. These are all made wrong. To fix them, I have to take them back and grind them out on the inside, pain in the butt. This one will work. There you go. Different supplier, I can tell by the look of it. Good, we'll use that one. Okay, next one. This one's really thin. 40. So we'll go to 50. I can do a 55. Let's try 55. Okay, 5 makes it a 55. What the hell, let's push it. On the counter shaft, see how it's got grease sitting in there? That means it's not bottomed out in the bearing. That can happen, it does happen every now and then. Okay, now these holes right here are sticking through and got burrs up here. That can hold the trap door out. It's a false measurement. file these. You can hear the high spots coming off. Alright, that'll help slightly. That might affect us by 5 or 10 thou, which would make it too tight. We'll see. Okay, so these things came on and off pretty damn tight, so let's go ahead and put a little slip them on the dowel pins. So, a little spray on here. It'll make them come on and off a little easier. I don't like beating on that hard. Okay, so we're ready to go back in here now. Remember, don't have your tang going straight up and down because that's where the dowel pin's at on the other side. Shelf looks good there. Could have marked it, I guess. Shift shaft's installed. It's going a little easier this time, but still hard. We're not too tight yet, it still moves, that's a plus. If it's too tight, it'd be locking up. Okay. Okay. Spins freely. Little on the close side. That extra 5 kill me, or probably sanding or filing the trap doors would kill me, but so you can hear it, you can't really see it moving too much. So another 5 in that. Okay, we're gonna have to push on this and then check the other side. See what the main shaft clearance is. So push there, check here. We have none. See, we have clearance. When I push on that gear, we're at 0. Okay, so I think that trap door moved a lot after I filed it. So we're going to take 10 off of this. We've only put 15 on it. And the other one we got to take 5 out at least. Get clearance on that side. So I think that space on the trap door was our gap we had. Those burrs. Should have checked it beforehand. Either that or the trap door went on further because we did all the goop on the dowel pins and been form fitted once already. Which room we got? Bearings came out something like. Yeah, not too many. Okay, that's way too big. A couple bearings fell out. More not missing though. A couple double stacked here. Still got another one missing somewhere. There it is. Went to the front of the case. Okay, when they start falling out, pack more grease in there. Grease is what holds them in. I think we're doing pretty good to keep them as good as we did. Okay, this washer's too big. We gotta drop at least 5 off of this one. We had what, 40 originally. We went to 55. We took 15 out of it. We still got about 5 left. So I'm going to add 10. I like clearance. That should give me 15 in play. So 8 to 12 is your number minimum. Just a hot rod bike. Give a little extra. Okay, we had 15. We took out. I'm going to put the old one back in on this one. That's the original one going back in. We were at least negative 5, or negative something, so at least 5 off. We want 10, that's 15 out. That's pushing it. Now the reason I took an extra one out of the counter shaft is because remember this gear here is pretty tight. If that loosens up a little bit, it'll come out of this other side. So that's why I gave it a little extra. Okay, let's try this here. Come on. Down there. Okay. Spin freely. Good in play there now. So let's see. Good in play. It's also not binding up like it was either. So whatever was binding up the first time, it's not that way now. That's a big plus. Okay, now push that one in. We have a little bit over here. Okay, so I'm going to leave that. So I can't show you what that one looks like too easily because I have to do it manually to do it. Let's see if I can't blow this up a little bit. So push down with the palm on the other side. I'm pushing here with my hand here and going back and forth here. You can hear it. The click click's what you want to hear. You want to hear a clunk clunk, not a click click. Click click is way too tight. Clunk clunk means you got clearance. So it's better to have clearance than be tight. Tight is always bad. Okay, so go in there. Let's go ahead and put a little torque on these bolts. Torque. Okay, so now we need to find some way of shifting this thing to make sure it's all good, because right now it's all buttoned up like it's going to run, because it is going to run this way right now. Alright, I need a shift shaft. Where do I have a shifter? Let's see, I used to have one in my drawer, I think. I have one for my race bike. Okay, so if you push it over here, it's stock shift pattern. If you put it over here, it's reverse shift pattern. This one go down, 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 up shift. This one over here, you go up, 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 up to up shift. That means you're going backwards. Okay, put it in low gear. Hold the shaft. Pops in. It's in gear. Up shift in the neutral. Doesn't want to go. Come on, piece of crap. Pop. Back in the low. There's second. Third. Fourth. Low. In a neutral. Yeah, halfway. It's trying to go into second. Doesn't like second gear. Dogs keep lining up with each other. Ah. It's being a pain. Doesn't like second gear. It don't like second. I need 3 hands to do this. I don't have 3. Reverse the shift pattern. There we go. Goes right in a second that way. There it goes. Yeah, I just gotta. If I oiled up all the stuff and shifting mechanism, it'd probably work a lot better. But all right, let's get in there. And there's neutral. Alright, so that kind of works. Good enough. The gears are all there anyway. That's all that matters, right? Okay, so now we need to put the parts on here. Okay, let me go get all my grease cleaned up and get all this stuff cleaned up. I'll be back.